why are you unable to relax and calm down? So I know and we know that it's incredibly frustrating to feel this way. And one thing is for sure is that to know that is you are not alone. And this is a common human experience that a lot of people are going through. Just earlier, someone said it's because of he doesn't have financial freedom. But the situation could be for different people. For you guys, there's a different reason why you might not feel able to relax and also calm down. And the benefit of a relaxed state and a calming state is because you can always be in the moment. It can help you to take full advantage of the moment that you're living in right now. And the ability again to relax is a very common experience that a lot of people face. So along the way, some people might feel that it's a personal failure, or if they are unable to relax, then they can sometimes beat themselves down or feel disappointed, and that cause them to go into a deeper cycle of not able to relax, because that causes more pressure and more tension. So it is often the result of a combination of different factors, which we're going to talk about today. And perhaps if these factors are, it's more to bring awareness of these factors, and also to know, lastly, I'm going to finish with what you can do about this situation. Basically, how you would be able to relax yourself, get your body to relax or your mind to relax, and to feel calm again. This is why. But first, we need to start from the day to understand, so you can analyze and pinpoint what is the main reason, the cause, or the causes that are making you unable to relax. So again, it is your body giving you, your body can be in a state of alertness. That's what one reason that can cause you unable to relax. You're just always alert, especially when you're supposed to be sitting down, or there's nothing that you should be alerted for, but then all of a sudden you're just always alert. So that can put you in a situation that your heartbeat is always constantly working over time when you're supposed to be at rest. So today we're gonna unpack the most common reasons why your engine or your calm mindset or your peaceful self is not able to slow down. Mine is quite complex. I'll be back as the program progress. Hopefully, okay, still, yeah, okay then. So the nervous system, the first reason, emotional regulation. What do you mean by that? Emotion regulation. Yeah, that's a nice keyword, but regulation. You always have to regulate our emotions, of course. So your nervous system is stuck in overdrive. So this is a common reason why it's people a lot of the time we are unable to relax. So your self-resilient nervous system has two main branches, and I'm sure you guys have heard before the fight or flight situation, which is the sympathetic nervous system, which is designed for it, that gives you, is a system in our body that gives you a quick burst of energy so you could flee or you can stay and fight for your own survival. And your body can be in a survival state when you don't really need to be in a survival state. But again, living the life that we live in at these days, when with a lot of stress due to many reasons, it could be financial, it can be family, just being spread apart or teared apart, or it could be for whatever reason. It could be relationships, it could be the state of the world, and that can put a lot of us into a situation of fight or flight, not knowing, okay, what is it that you should be doing. And that's something that is lingering in your mind, and something that's keeping you away from being able to relax and calm yourself down. And it can also be the rest and digestion. So the parasympathetic system, which is designed to calm the body down after the threat has passed. It could be, for example, I don't know if you guys ever face a situation. Taxes can be the reason. Yeah. Okay. Taxes. Okay. Sven. Okay. Why is it that tax um make you unable to relax or calm down? Is it that you're not paying your tax? Because I find tax can be very straightforward. Once you handle your duties and you make sure that if you're gonna handle it yourself, then you pay someone, a tax officer or an accountant, to handle the tax for you. And but what part of tax is it? Because that your money, you have to pay taxes? Because one thing is for sure, I do understand it. It can be a point. Taxes can be a point of stress for a lot of people, but at some point you have to really understand it's not something you can get away from. So it is better to find a way, a sustainable way to teach yourself to ignore it, or teach yourself to overcome it. In America, you find out if you get money back or you pay when you do your taxes. Yeah, I mean, okay, okay, but that's yeah, a lot of people are afraid of taxes. Yeah, if you are under chronic stress, your sympathetic nervous system can become dominant. So, which means if you are under chronic stress, it could be because of taxes, and it keep you in a situation of the fight or flight. Because let's say, for example, imagine you're walking in the street and someone is walking opposite side of you, and this person or have a dog, and imagine it's a pit bull, and you walk and you're on your phone, you're talking to your friend or talking to your family, and then you're so deep in this conversation, and you notice the dog, you notice the person is coming towards you or just gonna pass by you, but then you didn't think nothing of it, because in your mind you probably thought or feel that you are safe and the conversation is distracting. And then all of a sudden, when that dog gets close to you, it just bark at you, almost like it's gonna attack you. So that will put you in a fight or flight situation. And most likely the first one that you're gonna experience is the flight, trying to protect yourself by getting away from that dog so it doesn't bite you. So, and within that very small amount of time, what tends to happen is that your heart rate increases, your stress level increases as well. So you can imagine if you are calmly enjoying the conversation in a normal state, but because of that, your state, it becomes heightened. But the problem is why you cannot relax is or calm down is because that state, it goes up, but it stays up. It becomes the dominant state that you are constantly in. So your body is constantly pumping out stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which in that situation, like I said, with a dog just come and bark at you, then you're gonna constantly be fueling with adrenaline. So that makes it feels like you are just preparing for a lion attack, or just for the dog to possibly could have bitten you. And the time when it becomes a problem, that because again, the fight or flight situation, the state is a normal state that everybody goes through, or that we all have inside of us, that can engage or activate it at any time. The problem is when we are sitting down, that we are still on that state, that we are still, our body is still pumping adrenaline and cortisol into our system. So this is when it becomes a situation where it creates chronic stress, and the chronic stress turns into a tissue paper resilience. Tissue paper resilience meaning that your resilience becomes, so your ability to go back. So if you were in a heightened state, and then because of the frightenedness or the situation that's scaring you or making you feel anxious or making you feel worried, and because you're not addressing it, or you're unable to address it clearly, then you are constantly and working on 10 eyes. So basically, if you are running on stress for a long period of time, it could be from work, from finances, from taxes, as you said, and because Sven said, and start working. Let me see what you just said earlier, Sven. And okay, it can be a lot of taxes. Wait, all right, Nadia, you say it can be a lot of taxes. What about the Netherlands though? Do you know it can be a lot of taxes? Isn't America? Let me see. Let me do a Google search. Which country pays the most taxes between America and the Netherlands? Netherlands. Nashi. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So it says the Netherlands generally impose higher taxes than the United States. That's what it's saying right now. Which a top individual income that tax rate at 49.5% compared to the US federal top rate of 37 to 39.6%. So meaning the Netherlands also has a higher tax to GDP ratio, which is 73.7 compared to the US, which is 27. So indicating a higher overall tax burden when it comes to the Netherlands. Yes, I do agree with you, Nadia, that it's high, the taxes are high, but don't come to the Netherlands because you don't pay taxes in Oman. Oh, it is true. Because in Oman, guys, if you want to stay away from taxes, go to Oman. Sheesh, that is true. Like, what other countries that doesn't pay tax? Oman. Oman is one. It's a Oman. If you guys don't know what Oman, where Oman is, let me see what other country. Because, sheesh. Stop giggling. Wait. Guys, do you guys know what other countries that don't pay tax? Because Oman is one country that doesn't pay tax. Okay. Middle East, most Middle East countries don't pay tax. Oh my God. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Middle Eastern countries. I don't know if they're gonna be my cup of tea. Hi, good evening, Chanel. How you been? So, okay. But you say, I think what did Nadia said? Yes, but you do not pay at the end of the year like us. Wait, what do you mean? I just got my tax pay. Whatever, I just got my tax reminder paper today saying don't forget to do your taxes before this day. And good. So let me start back in Middle East. It's about wait. It's not about paying taxes. It's having to be one end of year. Okay, we don't need to relax. We are at war. At war with who? Mad. At war with who? What do you mean? Who are you at war with? So because you are at war, you shouldn't be relaxed. So what is your name, mate? Diddy Epstein? You're at war with everybody. Damn. That's stressful, but Africans. That's stressful. That's a condition right there for for stroke. Like, why do you want to stress yourself so much that you say you're at war with everyone? Like, calm down. Now in Europe, you pay a lot during the course of the year, and the US is one big at the end. Okay, but okay, I understand it says one big one at the end, but still compared to the Netherlands, compared to a lot of European countries, it's still more stress when it comes to taxes. Okay, let's put it like this. Can we agree that taxes is not good? I mean, not good, but it can be a stressful point to a lot of people. It can be a reason why a lot of people find it unable to relax. So whether yeah, more or less, it can have the same effect on a lot of people. Everybody can get it. Why? Okay, Mad Mula, why? Of course, everybody can get it. The question is, can you give it to everybody? Africans don't pay tax. There's a lot of countries that doesn't pay tax. Hello, good evening. So now, chronic stress. We're talking about chronic stress and the tissue paper resilience because your stress can be coming from relationships or even global events, like Mad Mula just said, which is that everybody can get it. So that makes your capacity to handle additional stress can be full. And some people can think, okay, well, stress is something that, it's you can always, some people feel that they can handle many different types of stress. But again, you can get to a point where you cannot handle anymore. That's where people say, which is the breaking point. This is the point where you can collapse, the point that you can have, a lot of people can have, how you call it, panic attacks. Or it's a situation you can have also anxiety. Yes, anxiety or depression. It can send your mind, even if you have control over your mind, but if you don't have a type of mindset that is somewhat really really strong, then it can create situation where you become, it can have a downward effect on your body. So your resilience become a 10 as thin as tissue paper, meaning that your stress tank can be so full that your resilience, so meaning the ability to be strong throughout your stress series throughout your stressful periods, then it makes you feels like you just like paper thin. So basically, what tends to happen after that is that a small thing like a notification on your phone, a minor disagreement can feel like a major crisis because your system is already maxed out. Because it's like to say, have you ever met somebody that is like, very on the edge, meaning in terms of their emotions? You can say something in a positive way, but they still end up hearing it in a negative way. They still hear the worst out of the whatever that you say, or whichever action they take the worst out of it. So that's one sign that you can know that this person is on 10, has 10. They basically have their tank of energy or of stress is full. And we talk about, so you just mentioned anxiety. So also anxiety, we have to understand what is the role of anxiety in this. Anxiety is the anticipation of a future threat, because a lot of the time some people can say, okay, they feel anxious, and a lot of the time it's mostly about what you're thinking about in the future. What are you? So it's keeping you, is keeping your mind in a state of constant scanning for danger. I would say, Mad Mullah, you are anxious, because if you say anybody can get it, and you are operating in the mindset that it's always in a constant situation of war, then you it can cause you to be very anxious, because you are to be anticipating danger can also put you in a situation where you just always anxious. What triggers anxiety? What triggers anxiety? The future. So anticipating a future threat, that triggers it. What did you said? I don't believe in none of that. Well, okay, good. If you don't believe in none of that, some people say that they don't. If they don't believe in none of that, then it's called work. Some people say if they don't believe in anxiety or depression, then it cannot harm them. Okay, all right. Yes, I'm active all day, every day. Okay, good. Oh, you're active? What does that mean? Like physically active, like doing things? What do you mean? What do you mean? So one thing to understand is that when it comes to anxiety, it can show up in two main categories. Okay. No, no, no. I was talking. Oh, it's okay. It can come to in two main ways. Ready for war all day, every day. All right. Well, you're a soldier then. All right. Okay. What caused you to have that mindset, Mad Mullah? What caused you to have that mindset that you have to be active for war all day, every day? So, MG, this guy. Yeah, right. Yeah, I hope you stay strong, because you can be one of these guys that will actually break down when his tank get full. Because again, some people can think that, okay, their tank don't get full because they don't believe in it, it cannot harm them. They want to have this super macho um mindset, but sometimes these things can creep up on you and you don't even know it. So anxiety can show up in two main categories that I'm going to talk about. So which is the what if thinking? What if this didn't happen? What if, since we were talking about tax, what if some people might think, what if I make a mistake while filling my tax return or filling my tax papers? Or what if and which is basically your mind may be caught up in a endless loop of worrying about things that did not happen yet. So this is one way that anxiety can be induced through our our psyche, or it can be intolerance for uncertainty. A lot of the time we like to have certainties in our life. Some people probably like to live without uncertainties, but again, if you are living a life in the West and when you know that if you are uncertain about certain things, it can cost you, then you want to be certain a lot. So basically, the inability to relax can stem from a deep need to feel in control, because sometimes you can be in a relationship. That's why some people would be called a control freak, or they just like to feel that they have certainty to understand through understanding what how things is gonna turn out to be. And control can show up in so many ways, because sometimes some people can be toxic control. They can exercise toxic control through being a toxic person, because that's how they can know, that's how they can secure themselves of having control, because they can control the toxicity and know how the other person is going to react, so they maintain that control through acting in a toxic way. Because for some people, relaxed and a calm person can become something that is uncertain, because uncertain meaning not knowing what the person is thinking, not knowing what the person is gonna do. So there's a lot of ways, tricks that people use, or that people use in order to gain control. It's not only the positive ways, because we can want to gain control in of your life by being on time, by doing your duty, handling your duties ahead of time. But also it can come from a negative standpoint of view. I really pray, okay, I really pray for everyone having a mental breakdown. Yeah, that's true. See the world is a so you see the world is a shit place. I agree, it's not easy. Everyone is fake and everyone oppressing everybody. Okay, that's how you see it. Okay, so why do you, Mad Mullah, if you want to come up, I want to hear, why do you say you live in dreamland? Okay, you live in dreamland. Mad Mullah, did what's where did this when did this mindset begin for you? So relaxing feel unsafe because it means letting your guard down. Have you guys ever feel that if you have to relax in certain situation, that you always somewhat tense all the time? Just like Mad Mullah, I find it very, for you, I don't think you are able to relax, because based on your situation of how you process the world or your worldview is that everybody is against you, and just like you said, the world is a shit place and everybody is fake and everyone oppressing everybody. So okay, so you're coming up, just let's have a conversation, okay? Let's wait, let me turn up the volume quickly.
Yo, what's up, man?
I'm good, Mad. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just listening to you.
Yeah, man. So help me understand, bro. What is your mindset? Because you've been saying a lot in the chat, and I'm really curious about that.
Yo, my mindset is we live in you know what country you come from, brother? If I may ask.
Bro, just speak. Just speak, please, man. I'll tell you all
Yeah,
of that.
cool, bro. I see you're African,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm African. I'm migrant.
Mm-hmm.
My people be oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
I can let my guard down because my history is always oppressed. Is always a lot of negativity. So how do you want me to relax when I know the whole world is against me just because the way I look?
Okay. All right. With the whole world. Who's the whole world, though?
You know what I'm talking about, brother. Why are you trying to be politically correct, bro?
No, I'm not trying to be politically. I'm trying to understand what is your worldview, first of all. Because if you say, if you'll go back to your country, would everyone in your country be against you?
I'm not speaking about my people.
No, no, you said the whole world, right?
Yeah,
So this is a general statement that you make.
yeah,
Granted.
the whole world outside of my people.
Okay, so but why do you care about that though?
What do you mean why I care? I care about my people. Don't you care about your own
No, that's
people?
not what I mean. I'm asking you, why do you care about the ones that are outside of your people?
Yeah, that's the one who been oppressing me.
Okay, and what way have they been oppressing you though?
They've been oppressing my country, my fellow countrymen, my people, calling us all kind of names, like we're not civilized,
Mm-hmm.
human beings.
Mm-hmm.
We all like trash and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what more do you want me to say, brother? Because I think me and you, we are totally different mindset, brother.
Yeah,
And some
obviously.
people,
Obviously, we
no,
are.
yeah, some people,
Mm.
no disrespect, some
No, no, no,
people,
it's okay.
they just go with the flow, and
Mm.
they are individuals, people who just want to carry with their own life and,
Mm-hmm.
forget about that. But me personally, I think that's a selfish mindset. I think
Okay.
you're supposed to care about your own people,
Mm.
your own lineage, and carry, no matter what other people
Mm.
or oppressed been towards them. You understand? I'm activist, brother. My grandfather been an activist. He been a freedom fighter, soldier.
Mhm.
So yeah, I have that blood, brother. No disrespect.
No,
So
no, no, no. Look, I'm mad. I understand. You're not disrespectful. I appreciate that you speak in your mind and you being blunt about it. So it's okay. It's all right. So I want to understand. So you saying because of what's been going on, I'm sorry, and you have to feel this way. Yeah, you see. Okay. Thank you, Arika. Yeah, man. So I mean, I understand that you're feeling this way as well. But what are you doing about it? So apart from the feeling to see that everybody is against you, but what are you doing about that? Do you find it's a healthy way of actually approaching the world?
yeah, me personally, I believe in eye for an eye.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see someone disrespecting me or my people, you're gonna see me straight up. No running around. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna come and check your face and tell you how it is. I'm not gonna run around and talk smack to people or in internet and stuff like that. I'm
Okay.
speaking about real life stuff. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
speaking about internet and stuff like that. I'm speaking
Mm-hmm.
about like in real life situations. So you're supposed to educate people about your people, about your ethnicity, about where you come from, about
Mm-hmm.
your culture, and the one who cross the line, and and you have to educate people. There's a lot of people who don't know actually where you come from. So before they start speaking, so you have to let them know,
Mm-hmm.
where you come from, what your people are about, and what they've been doing, and the struggle they have before everyone start calling names and stuff.
Yeah, somebody. Okay, I understand. Okay. I mean, I think at this point, when it comes to where do you come from, I think somebody asking you. At this point, I think we know,
Yeah, I'm
everybody
from
know,
Mali.
Somali.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point we all know what happened in history. I think I know we all know that. So I'm trying to understand, are you just holding the emotions, or are you holding the emotions, or you are actually trying to do something different? How about living your life differently? How about trying to make yourself so successful that that you can help your people?
Yeah, I do that too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm successful in my ways. I
Okay.
carry my people. I do a lot
Okay.
of stuff to my countrymen and my
Okay.
and my families. And my point is not about forget doing being. It's a lot of people who forget where they come from. That's my point. I understand.
Okay. Yeah.
And me personally, I don't like people who just who have a family lineage, who just born in the European countries and all that countries, and forget about where their families came from, the
Mm-hmm.
people who brought them to these countries, and they start to forget about the history, and they start like living their own life in this west countries and
Mm-hmm.
American stuff like that, who just start forget about where they come from, the struggle and their
Mm-hmm.
family struggle and stuff like that. That's my point.
Okay.
Be an activist person who always strive for, no matter what your people going through, you're gonna make them speak about it in certain ways.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. All right. I understand. Um.
that's my opinion, brother. I'm not here to
Understand.
know,
No, no, it's okay,
okay.
man. It's okay. It's okay that you have a belief, because that's what's important. That you have certain beliefs, And I don't think that you are actively searching to cause problem, but it's just that you're saying that you say eye for eye, meaning that if somebody cause you problem, then you're gonna basically protect yourself or defend yourself. Is that what you mean, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. Not only me personally, but someone who have, you know, like someone who's speaking about other groups. You understand?
Mm,
You know, me. I'm African. I'm black. I'm
mhm,
black man. So when I see people speak disrespect stuff about Africans,
mhm,
about other groups,
mhm,
since we know what's going on in Africa, real Africans know what the real history,
mhm.
how the struggle's been. So I have to check them. I have to, let them know this is not gonna go
Okay.
well.
Okay,
So
true. What have you heard? I'm curious to hear. I think we all are. How do these people that you've heard that speaks ill or negative about Africa, what do they normally say though?
yeah, there's a lot of people on these panels. I'm kind of new on TikTok. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie. I've been here for like 8 months, and all I see is a lot of people talking bad about other Africans.
What do they say?
There's a lot of bad words, man. I
Such
don't want
as,
to even
oh,
go
okay,
into
okay,
that.
bad
The
words.
uneducated people, they
Mm,
don't know, they can't read, they cannot bathe.
mm.
I don't know why I'm getting triggered even
Okay,
of that, but
yeah, but why do you get triggered of that? Because is okay. Let me ask you this: what they've said that that Africans are uneducated, don't bathe, or whatever else, is that
they live
true?
in one hut.
Or they live in huts? Is that are these things true or false?
It's definitely false, brother. What are you
Then
talking
okay,
about?
all right, yes, exactly. I know it's false also. Then okay, then what's the issue? Okay, so let's set the record straight. We know it's false. Can you tell us now, since you have the opportunity to talk about it, can you talk about the positive side about Africa, for example? Let
Yeah, the
Mhm,
positive side, Africa, been when the people say Africans are uncivilized people, that's a false claim. So I understand African
mhm,
been civilized people for centuries.
mhm,
We've been there before even they know about civilizations. So even my country had their own civilizations.
mhm,
And for some reason, I don't know, these people, they think like just because we came from Africa and we don't know nothing and stuff like that. And it's fine, it's cool. But the
mhm,
thing is, I don't like when people, especially black person or other groups who been born in West European
mhm.
countries and stuff like that, think they are better than other people just because they live in
Okay.
Europe and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but one thing is for sure, Matt. You cannot you cannot tell people how they should feel. The only person that you can tell how to feel is yourself. So I'm saying I understand what you're saying, and if people don't know how Africa is, and they should watch, I think is I Show Speed when his tour in Africa, so you can really see the real Africa and in live form. But Mad, if these people are making all these claims about Africa and all these claims are false, what does that tell you about these people who are making these claims?
they're a piece of shit. I don't know.
Okay, but why are you giving your okay? If let's say they are piece of shit, but why are you giving your putting your attention on piece of shit type of people?
Because I don't like disrespect. If someone disrespect me or my people, they're gonna get it. No, it's
Okay,
no discussion, brother. I'm not gonna let that slide. That's it.
okay,
That's how I am. That's
okay,
how I've been raised.
okay.
So to me, it says you gotta be the bigger man. Like
Mhm.
when they say that, you hear that before, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes, brother, you need to
I,
do action. To
yeah,
make a statement. You understand?
I understand. So for you, bigger man or not, it's you'll some people will say you fight this is a low shot and try to
Yeah, I'm filled by
basically
trauma. Yeah, you correct.
yeah.
Yes, I'm filled with the trauma. My
Mhm,
trauma, all my ancestors filled within me, in my
mhm,
blood. Yes. So what? I don't believe in this relaxation, no anxiety, stuff
mhm,
like that. We don't know that. We Africans, we just go with the flow. We ready. Yes.
Okay, let me tell you this,
I'm not
Matt.
speaking for all Africans, but yeah.
Okay, I do understand what you're saying is a strong mindset, and it's you're protecting the heritage of Africans and your
Yes.
people. I do understand that, but let me tell you this too: is that wouldn't you want to be able to do this and to have that mindset and also go out through live your life daily, but also be relaxed and calm, collected in that mindset as well?
Yeah, of course I am, brother. I'm not saying I'm a savage one who going
No, I'm
around
not
with
talking
just,
about being a
you know,
savage.
nah, I can't, I'm calm and all that stuff. I have my own life, brother. I have a lot of stuff going on in my life. I'm not just, someone who's stuck with just sitting with a lot of anger issues, stuff like that. No, I have a life. I do my stuff. But what I'm saying is, you know, when you come around people who have those kind of mindset or have some mindset of bad mindset, I don't like it. So that's why I say I'm ready anytime, because I don't like people speaking about other ethnicities or other groups of people, especially Africans. Because we have a lot of challenges in life. Actually, if you look at it, I see people with from African nations. They have a lot of challenges. They had a challenge in European countries, and we already know it. And we have our own challenge in our own countries because of what's going on in our own homeland. So we, I don't know. So,
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Chanel, how you doing, Chanel? So, um,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good myself. Hearing what me and Matt been talking about, what comes? Anything came to mind?
Yeah,
Oh,
amazing things. And even some of the things I wanted to ask him, you said it. I was like, wow, that's good. Matt, I just want to tell you, like, you should definitely not feel like you're not understood. For me, I understand where you are coming from.
yeah,
And I also not judging you, for feeling how you feel, because I don't know
yeah.
where it came from. But as an African myself, living abroad in the Netherlands, where yeah, there is racism and there's racism everywhere and discrimination, even in our own continent. But do you really feel like if you have to put a skill, do you feel like those people that are telling you those negative things, are they way above the ones that are being positive towards you? Because not all white people are bad. And not all black people are bad. So why is it that the ones that are saying those negative things, you turn it into something, into a defense mechanism that you're going to choose that one to hold by? Why not hold by the ones that are positive towards you? Can I ask you why?
you know, my thing is, I'm tired of being positive.
Okay,
You understand?
yeah.
I don't see no positive on being positive with people who even don't like the way you look. There is no talking no more. So is way past that, sister. I don't know how to explain that to you, but I think I hope for some reason is a I have what they call like ethnic or ethnic pride and stuff like that. I have it, yes, especially race pride. I'm definitely proud of my race, no matter what they're going through. You understand? So me personally, when I hear like stuff, other people of ethnic groups or other race start to say, I can't look positive to it. No, I can't. It's yeah. We're ready. Nah, we're not gonna discuss things. We're not gonna hee ha ha kumbaya. No.
Okay, I hear you, but it's not a bad thing being a race, standing for your race and your ethnicity. I think that's amazing. But if you was going to use that into violence, as you said, like if someone was to say something, you are in a mood, to attack. But don't you think if you respond that way, is that the exact way they want you to respond? Don't you think that's what they're trying to trigger in you? And if you respond that way, it's going to change into, yeah, we are right. Why not use those where you are feeling the negative feelings, to turn it into something positive, to do something for your community. Since you are so positive about your ethnicity and your people, why not just use that energy to build your community more instead of thinking what those negative people are saying? Maybe start a charity, start an organization, maybe go with your community to clean places, because and I know African is not dirty, and I'm not dirty, you are not dirty, the host is not dirty. So if someone is saying African are this and that, why will you take that to mind if you know there are thousands of African walking on the street who are not dirty? So racism is never going to go. We pray that it goes away, but that's something that's part of society. And black, white, everyone gets racist against. You understand? So it's not bad for you to stand up for your people, but why can't you just use that in a positive way to show that African are not the way you are thinking, but we can do it the other way around, which is more positive. Don't you think if you go with that mindset, it's going to keep you more relaxed instead of just having this mindset like, I'm going to fight anyone who look at me bad, I'm going to speak to you, I think that's going to hurt you more inside than if you turn that mindset into something positive, and stare and share the beautiful culture of Africa with people instead of the negative part that people are saying. Don't you think?
Yes. You say a lot of good points, but I don't know who gave you the idea that I don't support none of my community, of my people, or I don't, I'm not activist in some type of organization and charity. I do all that stuff, sister. I do that not only for my ethnicity. I do that for all fellow Africans, not even Africans, even people who struggle. Me personally, I believe in we are human after all of us. So my point of what I'm talking about is not about in my faith. I'm talking about the people who we met as as who just speak nonsense. Me personally, I don't like that. And
Okay.
I see a lot of people who are gonna say, "Oh, you need to take it easy and stuff." Yes, of course, but sometimes easy is not the solution. Sometimes you have to go out there, say what you gotta say with your chest, and that's it. And you can do the positive stuff at the same time too. That's my point.
Okay.
You cannot be positive all day, every day. Nah, gotta, God gave you, high blood pressure for a reason. You understand? So you
Guys,
gotta use it sometimes.
sure, guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get to 5K, y'all. Let's get the likes up, or 10K. Mads, to be honest, it's brave of you. We need people like you, to be honest. Because one thing is for sure, you are the one to understand the positivity, that you can function in positivity, but you are allowing yourself to scoop so low in order to remove the distraction, the ones who are trying to basically turn the reputation of Africans or Africa in general in a negative way. So basically, you are ready for that fight. You're the type of person, although you can find ways, you are working in ways, and that is a negative way, but it's still positive in a way, I would say.
Yes, I can be positive, but I can play your games too. If you
Yeah,
wanna go
that's what
low,
I that's what I
I'm gonna go
noticed.
low with you, and we're gonna see who's gonna survive.
Okay, that's what I noticed. He's the type who would go, yeah. Some people would just only want to stick to the positive, but he's the type that would also go low and low. Yeah. And
Yeah, I understand why he.
I hope, man, the only thing I would say is that one thing is for sure, if you're gonna do it like this, you have to be smart, not to make sure that you get yourself busted in some ways that are negative. And
No.
yeah, so
Of
it's
course,
like,
of course, bro.
there are people, there are lovers, there are also fighters of lover, fighters for love. And he's like
Yeah, I'm not the fighter. I'm not the
a
what
lover.
they call it?
Yeah, you basically you fight and then you make love, something like that. Yeah.
He's passionate. He's
He's
so
getting
passionate and
his
protective
stick
of his
ready.
people, for the less vulnerable.
Yes, we need more people like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
it's
place, there's a place for you, to be honest, man. But just make sure, just keep in mind with that type of lifestyle, that type of, it can cause you to be a lot of very much stressful. And you have that mentality that is strong, and at the same time, you have to realize that you are mortal, meaning that your body can sometimes not be with you. Meaning, You have to make sure you manage your blood pressure, make sure that you manage your stress level, and also be able to relax and practice. And I'm going to talk about these things that you could do also to help you to, to relax your body and to calm yourself down, because that's very necessary as well, because you don't want to be constantly in a fight, because for you, you're a fighter. You don't want to be constantly in that state. And fighting doesn't always have to be a state that your entire body goes through. It can be something that you can switch on and off, because like you're talking to us right now, you are not fighting with us. You are having just a normal conversation. But again, if you constantly in that state, then a lot of things in your body can go wrong. So that's the only thing I want to tell you. So
Can I say one thing
go
before you
ahead.
go to the next person? Just one thing,
Sure.
and I'll mute.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say this to you, Mike, before I mute. Listen, I used to be like you know, like I said one time on this platform, I was bullied as a kid because where I stay, it was like full like Caucasian school and everything. It was not much black people growing up. I was bullied a lot, a lot, a lot. That police was involved. We had to relocate to another place. And I carry this anger with me, you know, hating other people that is not black, you know. I was so angry for years and it was not working out, you know. But then I sat one day and I was this black power, African power, da da da. And one day I sat and said, hold on, listen. I'm in Europe, right? I have a house, I have a car, I have food every day, you know? It's not those negative people that are giving me these things, you understand? So there's so many beautiful things about white people. I'm in their country, understand? They don't treat me different when it comes to any governmental systematical things and other people, you understand?
Yeah.
So I start to realize like, will I have these things also in my country right now? Maybe yes, maybe no. I go back home and I see people are suffering to have what I have here. So I start to think differently and refresh my mind and start to appreciate that no, not all people are bad. You understand? In Holland, those were just bad people I came across. Have I come across bad people since? No. Do it exist? Yes. But do I interact with that? No. There are so many positive things that Holland and the white people are doing for me and I'm doing for myself. So I can't just carry this anger for something that happened 20 years ago. You understand? So I had to let go. And when I let go and I saw the beautiful things around me and the people, I start to see like, no, those people that I raised, they are the minority and most of them are uneducated.
Yeah.
So just know that it's not that deep. Those that are saying it, those are not people that are so intelligent enough, you know, because intelligent people and smart people wouldn't raise these other people or talk down to you. So just know that, just look around you, the most beautiful things you have, the healthcare, your home, your work, having the opportunity to travel, having food every day, you know, those are all done here. So let's appreciate them as well, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, sister. Of course, of course.
All right. Thank you, Chanel. Guys, let's get the likes up, guys. Don't be shy to also share some gifts. And before we move to Bob Bako, guys, I would appreciate if somebody else become a member or basically a super fan. That would be cool. Become a super fan. If you're gonna be part of, if you like what I do, or you just wanna be supportive, I would appreciate it. And Bako, how you doing? Let me-
Yeah, but I'm doing good. So,
I'm all right. I'm all right.
that's good. Hello to everyone else today. Just uh, wanted to share a little bit on the relax. And I mean,
Go ahead.
I'm not sure the kind of the reason why you framed it that way. But if I just take it quite literal, there are some situations that can be more positive, like maybe you can't calm down because you're awaiting something positive. You understand? Maybe uh, the birth of
Okay.
your first child, for example, or maybe like a mortgage deal to go through, contract business, you know. And I think there is sometimes, yeah, obviously it's the same kind of systems that place. Like in your mind, in your mindset, and it's very important to um, channel anxiety
Yeah.
or the inability to relax into into your prefrontal cortex, like to think about the thing properly and not to be in a fight or flight mode, you know, where your brain is releasing, um, the wrong kind of hormones that can give you a detrimental effect. I think uh, anxiety can be positive. Let's say, for example, in an exam or an interview situation where you feel a little bit anxious, you can't relax.
Yeah.
You can channel that into focus, where instead of your brain using the amygdala center where
Amygdala.
it deals with like fear more, it's dealing with it's in the prefrontal. You understand? You're thinking, you're planning, you're sharper. You see, so I just wanted to kind of talk more about that. And if you look at someone like Martin Luther King, for example, he was fighting a whole regime, a whole system. Do you understand? He came up with some of the best speeches that's ever been recorded. You see, this guy was doing something dangerous. However, he didn't channel it in fear. So when you look at some leaders that really stand up against the system, they they're not relaxing, they're not calm, but they look calm. That's because they're using a different part of their brain to push that agenda. You see, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I think is in every scenario there will be an opportunity that will give some a person anxiety, and it could be positive or negative. However, if we can channel it into the right part of our brain, so that we can plan it, think about it, you know, weigh it up, then it becomes positive, regardless.
Okay.
Or we can arrive at a conclusion. You understand? Not that this is the problem and I can't solve it.
Yeah.
I need some alcohol, or I need some, I need to beat someone up.
I understand. Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to touch a little bit on that,
Yes.
so that we can just think about it, because you can imagine how these freedom fighters were in danger. Literally, they were in danger, but they were not shaking. They were not, shivering at all.
Yeah.
If
But
anything, they were standing up.
yeah, the one what we're talking about, I understand what you're saying, Bako, but we're talking about also relax and calm down. That when it's become chronic, when it's constantly in a person, it becomes a person normal state. I do understand there are different times. You gave good example. Let's say for example, Martin Luther King, that he's unable to relax and calm down because his life was in danger. But for for a lot of us, our lives are not really in danger. It could be because we are anxious. It could be because of the anticipation of what could happen, and or it could be because of the trauma or the mental health issues that people went through, and that caused them unable to relax. It can be because of anger. It could be because they are suppressing their emotions, and it could be because of sadness or even grief. Things that they could address, but they are not addressing, but it's still constantly lingering in their mind. Let's say, for example, anger. You can be angry. We can hear you so good. Okay, give me a moment. Because we can be angry, or we can be sad, or we can be going through grief. Let's say, for example, sadness, anger. These things, if we are not processing them, thank you, if we are not processing them, then it becomes a situation where it constantly taking away our peace of mind and our tranquility. So even grief, all of these things, all of these emotions, we have to process them, because when we suppress them and push these feelings down, which requires additional energy from ourselves, so we can this additional energy that we have to put in to suppress anger, sadness, and grief, and a lot of different anxiety or depression, it makes us very uneasy, unable to relax. So these emotions become something that is, make us feel uncomfortable, and it cause our engine, it cause our brain and our emotions to always be stirred up when we should be just calm down, when we should be just relaxed. Then these emotions are not allowing us to relax. I do understand in life there are situations that's gonna we cannot relax, but I'm not talking about, you know, the examples that you gave, which were a good example. First of all, it's just that I'm talking about certain situations like this, like anxiety, anger, sadness, pain, emotional struggle. And so you get what I mean, Baku?
Yeah, I think I understand.
Yeah.
I understand now. You know, one thing that came to mind, just as you were saying that,
Yeah.
is the opportunity to vent.
True.
You see, you know, I remember when I lost my mom last year, and we went through the whole process and everything. You know, yeah, the grieving process.
Yeah.
There was just one time where, you know, you try to be a strong person, try to hold it all in, but it just gets to a point where, you know, you see your mom is being put down, you know, in the ground, and that's
Yeah.
where, you know, it can hit you. You understand? So
True.
at that point, one of my sisters, she literally broke down. So, so in that point, and in that moment, I couldn't break down. I had to suppress it
Yeah.
so that I could hold her and I could comfort her at that time. Do you see?
Yeah.
And then mine happened later.
Yeah.
Just cried. No, how can I live? I can't live this. Oh, what am I gonna do without my mom? Who am I gonna call? You know, I just went all all of that just came out.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I
Because I
understand.
remember when she used to tell me, you don't call me, you don't come and visit me when I'm no more here.
Yeah.
You will see how, you know, she used to tell me these things. And it's now happened, and it's like reconciling it. And when I vented out, cried a bit, you know, it helped.
Yeah. True.
It helped the situation. It didn't bring it back,
Yeah.
but it helped. So
Yeah.
sometimes venting out, and you know, God bless you for creating such, you know, a platform as well, because this, you know, also is an opportunity for some people to come here, and I'm sure you will find that
Yeah.
people come and vent about something
Yeah.
that they wouldn't otherwise, you know, be able to just say somewhere else. You understand?
True.
Because they feel comfortable. You put them in a comfortable space, and you make them feel like you can talk to me. You understand? You present
Yeah.
yourself very well, and
Thank
so
you.
God bless you for that. Carry on a good way.
Thank you, Baku.
I'm definitely gonna, when I stop, I'm gonna support your life.
Yeah.
Just support your life. You know. So yeah, venting is, I think, is a very great medium to at least manage some situations.
Thank you, Baku. Thank you. Well said. Well
Thank
said.
you very much, sir.
No worries. All right, guys, that's well said, because venting is one important way of actually purging yourself from the emotions. And a lot of the time, some people don't think that it's not necessary, or some people can be afraid of purging themselves or releasing the emotions because they don't want to get to this point where they are releasing these emotions and they are unable to control themselves. Because remember what I told you guys earlier, a lot of the time, for when we are not able to have control in our lives, and that makes us also become in a situation where we don't allow ourselves to feel, or we don't want to, or we push these emotions, we keep shoving them aside or compressing them, and these are not allowing us to freely express ourselves. And especially especially men should have refuge in their emotions. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. If that, I mean, freeze or flight. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It gives that situation. Aika, Arika, I would appreciate you send. You've been supporting other people. Like, I would appreciate you send something. Yeah, y'all, come on. Okay, there's also lifestyle and environmental factors, which can cause someone to feel, or cause someone to feel heaviness. So, such as when you consume, or what you consume rather, on how you live your life has a direct impact on your ability to relax. And some people can know, okay, for example, if you're drinking a lot of caffeine, but it really depends. You have to learn to listen to your body to understand how caffeine or your body reacts to caffeine. It could be that you're drinking a lot of hot and very strong coffee, and that stimulant put you in a situation of fight or flight, and it's key that you start to understand that it could be because of alcohol, because sometimes some people can think that, okay, alcohols help them to relax or help them to bring down their inhibition. But also alcohol, although it can make you feel relaxed at first, but it disrupt your sleep and increase anxiety as it wear off, and leading to a rebound effect. So you go back to the same situation that you've been through. That's why sometimes a lot of people can go through withdrawal, or when, especially when you have a hangover the next day, then that can make you basically feel think that alcohol was working, but it's not really working for you. And sugar, because sugar causes the blood sugar spikes and also cause your blood to crash. So that's why you always have to make sure that you know, okay, again, our body doesn't really need that much sugar, and especially when it's processed sugar. And we need to manage the amount of sugar we consume. But if it's gonna be natural sugars, and I'm not talking about juices, I'm talking about the real fruits, the raw fruits, that's good for you. And because when it comes to, you know, having a lot of sugar, what it can do. Oh, thank you, Aika. What is this? A tiramisu. Oh, wait. A Ramadan gift box. Thank you. I appreciate it, Arika. So, which sugar can mimic anxiety symptoms like shakiness or rapid heart rate. So again, you always have to this. I know you guys already know a lot of reasons why you shouldn't consume much sugar, or why you should basically have control over your sugar consumption rather. And we do know also lack of movement. It is key to understand, if you don't release pent up emotions or pent up energy. We all have energy during the day, that is a normal thing, but we also have to keep moving, because stress, the way we could move, when we move, that's why sometimes going for a walk, it can be very therapeutic, because it helps us to keep moving. It helps us to get into a situation. Oh, Arika, you didn't send it to me. I think you thought you sent it to me, but you sent it to uh but maybe that was your intention, to Bako. Anyway, so stress through physical activities during the day, that energy has to go somewhere, because it's like after a long day of, probably, if you've been stressed, if you have a stressful job or whatever situation that was stressing you out throughout the day, and it can make it hard for your body to settle down at night. I know. I'm sorry. I'll try again. Okay. It can make it hard for you to. Yeah, this one is towards me right now. 77 to relax at night. So that's why it's a good thing to keep moving, to keep your body moving, because that's part of what our body demand of us. It's just what it is, basically. And it can also be that we forgot how to relax, because it could be that now, this might sound very, strange, but it's true. If you've been in a high state of stress for years, that can be your current or your normal operating method, or your normal operating system, meaning that your brain has essentially forgotten how it feels to calm down, or how it feels for you to relax, because it can be basically feel abnormal, or just not normal, when you have to just calm down. It can, or relax, it can feel very much okay. All right, thank you, Arika. That was to me. Thank you. I appreciate you for that. And it could feel, just if you've been in a situation or living your life high stress, and in a high stress state, to relax can feel boring. It can feel uncomfortable. It can even feel foreign to you, because it's not your normal operating state. It's basically not something that you would like to do. But first thing, the last part I want to talk about is, what can you do about it? What can you do about when you are unable to relax and calm down? What are the things that you can do to help your body to calm down? And you have to understand the first step is the why. The why is the first step. There are, which we just talked about, the reason why you're unable to calm down. I talk about a few of them. There are more, of course. And your situation might be special, or it might be a situation that you're going through that is unique towards you. So if you have a unique situation why you're unable to relax or calm down, you can get in touch with me for coaching. You can find the link in my bio by just clicking in the image on in my profile. So these are a few ways that you can start. There are a few ways that you can basically do it yourself to start shifting your system. The first thing that you want to do is basically to acknowledge or of getting acknowledge them. So instead of getting frustrated, why and when you see, okay, walk outside with a dog, meditate. Yeah, walk outside with a dog is meditate. The true and meditate. But also, not everybody likes to meditate. Some people, sport is one, but also some people can do sport and end up being angry or annoyed because they lost. Excuse me, or because it didn't go as they wanted. But this sport is something, all of the time, is something that, it's team sport, but there are certain things that you can do by yourself, for yourself. The lost. If they didn't win the game, in whatever sport they were doing, that can cause frustration. So instead of getting frustrated, ask yourself, why can I, and when you ask yourself, why can I just relax? Because you can get to a point where you become so irritated or frustrated with yourself, and start asking yourself, why are you not able to relax? When you are doing this, it's more like you beating yourself down to relax. But as you can imagine, if you're beating yourself down, then you're gonna always be tensing up. You're always gonna be going through a state of protecting yourself, but also sheltering yourself, but in a state of the fight or the flight situation. So you're creating that subconsciously in your mind. So instead, tell yourself that my system is really amped up right now. You can tell yourself it's okay. It's okay that I'm feeling like this right now. It's just my system that is, amped up. And you can tell yourself, tell yourself that this is a normal reaction of my life right now. Meaning, just because it's what's happening right now with your life doesn't mean that this is what your new state of being should be. You are trying to be accurate and acceptable. Okay, don't you want to be anyway? Oh, I mean, sport for yourself. Heavy lifting is always helping me. Yeah, heavy lifting is good. That's good. And so another thing is this simple act of self-compassion, which is self-compassion that you have to practice, is lower your stress level immediately by simply doing your best to soothe yourself, to give yourself somewhat of a self-hug. But that's through understanding, through acknowledging without judgment that you are feeling stressed, or you are unable to relax, or you are not calm. So again, one thing to do, which is very important, is to create a worry window. And this can be done through coaching, so you can be able to unpack what is worrying you, what is stressing you out, what is causing your anxiety. And this can help to basically contain the noise that you have mentally, or contain the mental noise that is going on inside of your mind. And there are other situations that you could do, or different activities, like Arika was saying, but this doesn't always work for everybody. That's one thing we have to understand. They don't work for everybody. So, and because not everybody's situation is the same, and not everybody respond to stress relief the same way. We have somebody new. Let me see. Okay, you have to respond. Let me see. There's somebody. Okay, let me move forward. So this again, if it feels persistent, if it feels that you are constantly impacting the ability to relax, or the inability to relax rather, or to be calm, is impacting your daily life, and it's absolutely worth to get coaching so you can actually find ways to remove or eliminate or find a sustainable way to be more resilient in your lifestyle, because living life with constantly worrying and constantly unable to calm yourself down is a sign of chronic stress. Is a sign that your body is deteriorating and your mindset, your quality of life is not how it could be. And again, we should be living according to how we want our lives to be, but sometimes not able to process certain situation, or unable to know what to do, or unable to have somebody that we can talk to and to help you to find ways to be more resilient and help you to find ways to transform your mindset is key. Again, through coaching with me, I can help you to rule out what is the specific situation or the situations, a group of them, that could be causing you to be unable to relax or unable to calm down. So again, the very bottom line of this is that you deserve to feel calm. That's the bottom line. And when you feel calm, you are collected and you are able to move through life, whichever situation that comes forth, whether it's a positive or whether it's a problem, that you are able to skillfully find your way out of it, and you are skillfully to be moving through life gracefully. And I can only imagine for all of us, if or some of us would want to feel calm and relax as we go throughout our lives, because when we are stressed all the time, it's not a easy state, or it's not a comfortable state to be in. So guys, just find your ways to be calm and to be peaceful. So I'll take a few questions. If anybody has question, but then I need to stop for a moment. It's not healthy. No, it's not healthy to be living life in a constant state of anxiety, constant state of worry, constant state of not knowing what's gonna happen. It's cause more issues than good. All right, y'all. Okay, maybe I'll do this. It's been a while. I haven't done some.